Greetings. Hi, everybody. It's your big headed sister. How's everyone doing? Did y'all catch the title? Miserable bald girl in search of a wig. Yeah, I'm miserable. It just occurred to me that I'm really, really miserable. And I figured I'd talk to you guys about it because it has to do with hair, or my lack thereof, right? Everything, honestly, seems to, am I not? Sorry. Everything seems to revolve around my hair. All my troubles. I swear I could blame all my troubles on here. 100% of them. Oh my gosh, sorry. But anyway, yeah, I'm miserable, and it finally occurred to me that that it's true. I really am. Oh my gosh, just making a mess. My light fell. Sorry, y'all. My light fell. Everything goes wrong as soon as you press record, right? As soon as you hit stream, that's when everything just goes left. I promise you, I was sitting here for at least 15 minutes before I pressed. Okay. What's up, everyone? It's your big boy-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining. That was a crazy intro, right? But yeah, as I was saying, I realized recently that I'm really miserable. I didn't know that about me either. I was like, I'm so optimistic. I'm absolutely 100% a pessimist. I'm the opposite of an optimist. So let me tell you what brought this on. I was going through my comments, right, on under a different video, and I guess in that video I was talking about like whether or not you should be wearing a wig, considering that the other women in particular, think that when you wear a wig, like you're cheating the system, right? You're faking pretty, like catfishing everyone, right? So that's what that video was about. And one of the commenters said, "Oh, to hell with that! I love my wigs. I'm never gonna stop wearing them. I love wearing wigs, basically, right?" And I'm looking at this comment and I'm thinking, you love wearing wigs? I hate wearing wigs. I wear wigs every single day of my life, and I kind of loathe them a little bit. Like I wear them because I feel some connection to wigs, but I hate wearing them, and they all make me sick. So when the girl said that, I was literally staring at that comment for like 10 whole minutes, just staring at the words she used. She said, "I love wigs." And the amount of time I spend fighting with wigs, you would think that, I actually forget you would think that wigs have become like an entity in my life. Like they may have developed some sort of human traits, my wig collection. Which would be weird because my wig collection is ever changing. And that's part of the reason why I'm so unhappy with my wig experience, is that you have to keep replacing the damn things all the time. You're never finished buying wigs. You're never finished. They need replacing all the time. They need styling every day. Even the synthetic ones, you need to style them. Y'all who wear wigs, you know that you have to be up in these wigs. Otherwise, they'll start looking real wiggy on you. So yeah, I loathe it. They're here, and I'm afraid to fall in love with a wig. That's how bad it is about the replacing of a wig. So typically when I buy a wig, in my experience, unless it's a synthetic wig and I just keep purchasing the same wig over and over, I know that in those cases I know exactly what to expect from a wig. But when I buy a new wig, even if it's the same one, like let's say there's a wig that's called like the Ava wig, by, I don't know, Delta, right? Um, if I order that again, the same exact hair, I'm going to get clearly I'm going to get a different head of hair, but it's also going to have different quirks about it. And quirks, I think people underestimate the quirks in hair, in wigs. The difference could be so small, but somehow it irritates you every time you look in the mirror. Y'all know what I mean. From wig to wig. So I always end up with a different product. I have to get to know the different product, even if nothing else, it's just because it's a different head of hair, and each head of hair has different requirements. So it's just like I'm just never happy, and it doesn't just stop. Of course, it does. This never-ending misery. It doesn't just stop at wigs. The other day, I was in Atlanta, and I was visiting some friends, and I was actually seeing someone who I hadn't spoken to in probably 30 years, right? And I was telling her, she was showing me around and where she lives and her apartment. So I was complimenting her because she had a beautiful place, and she lived in like right in front of this beautiful court, and it was just gorgeous place in Atlanta. And I said, "Oh, so you living pretty good here." And she said, "Oh, girl, I love the A." And I was like, "You love it?" I've never said that about I've never said, "Oh, I love New York." I've never. That doesn't even sound right coming out. I can't stand New York. I like this little plot of land in which I live. Every place else sucks. I can't say that though. I do like where I live. I'm quite comfortable here, but that might be one of the only things I like. And in fact, it's dangerous because I like it so much that I don't want to leave either. So that's the other thing. Anyway, so as you guys know, I am on a mission to find the best way to wig, time wise, cost wise. I think that's it, right? Just time wise and cost wise. Because when I speak time, I'm talking about the amount of time that you have to spend each day taking care of it, and then weekly, with the weekly cleaning. Let me show y'all what happened. So I bought this beautiful wig, and I was actually bragging about it just the other day, and now I want to take my brag back. Am I allowed to do that? But it's let me show y'all what this wig looked like when it was brand new. I had been searching for a long time for a really good blonde wig, and I didn't want to spend over $500 on it. I know that you can get better units that last forever. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, who wants to keep a wig for forever? Y'all see how wigs wear? You sure you want to keep that wig forever? Maybe it's time to hang that wig up. But hang on. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing you. Emra. Hello. These names are hard to pronounce, guys. I don't know how to say that. Imzanato. Did I say that right? I feel like I did. Manda. I don't know what that word means, but Manda Sal. Okay. Colin Copeland says, "Hey girl, we ain't talked in forever." Good to see you, Colin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Colin says I look good as always. Kidding. Stop. Jonathan says, "Hello, hi." Hi, Jonathan. I don't know what Manda Sal means. And hopefully you weren't insulting me. I'm sure you weren't, because you followed it up with a hello, hi. Yeah, so I was showing you this wig when I first purchased it. And I was so excited about this. So let me just tell you. When I first started wearing blonde wigs, and I'm sorry, I know I talk about this all the time. This is the thing that's always haunting me. It's the wig. Remember, I told you that my wig collection took on its own entity. It's a whole entity now. It's an energy, and the energy follows me around. and harasses me and is very mischievous, always standing out of place. They're all very disrespectful. Anyway, you're gonna see what I mean. So, um, sorry. So I was expecting to be able to keep this wig for a good long while, but let me go back. I'm sorry, I interrupted myself. I had been looking for a good blonde wig because I've been having trouble buying wigs, right? Um, I recently decided I wanted to start wearing human hair wigs again. I had stopped because um, I was sick and tired of getting these. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Hi, baby. You're off. Oh, you look beautiful. Wow. Very beautiful. I wish you guys could see my daughter. Come on. It's so what? How long have I had this channel? Like 110 years?
They've seen me before.
I think they saw you once, like decades ago. I don't know. But thank you for sure. Look at Milan's pretty outfit. She's going out on a date with her beau. So you guys have fun.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay.
I got your location, girl.
Oh.
Okay. Arthur, did you bring me flowers? Oh, they're from Milan. Silly. They're really beautiful, though.
Yeah.
I'll put them in the water.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
Put them up here. Yeah. That's right. I'll find some place to put. I'll find a vase. She brought. You're welcome. Let me show you. Let me show you the flowers because I want to go look at them. Good job, Arthur.
Thank you.
Isn't that so pretty? Oh, to be young. So cute. I'm sorry, y'all. So, yeah, I was sick and tired of getting inconsistent products when it came to blonde hair. But those of you who don't know, blonde hair is nothing but black hair that has been dyed. When you're buying wigs, unless you're getting hair from European hair, and even if you are getting European hair, like 9 times out of 10, you're just getting dark hair that has been bleached white or gray, or sometimes white and then washed with color again to achieve the right color. I think that's probably more the standard, actually, that 99J. So, for those of you who know a little something about hair, you know that you can't just bleach black hair to blonde without causing it some sort of damage. Like it's gonna be some sort of damage. The problem is sometimes it's hella damaged, right? So I was showing you, and they'll sell you the wigs the same way. They'll send you a damaged wig under the same name. I mean, depending on what tier you're at, because like a company like, actually, I've been sold bad human hair wigs by Raquel Welch. I remember being so certain I would get a beautiful human hair piece. Was it? I'm sorry, I don't want to say any more names because yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I've been sold some pretty bad wigs from high-end companies because they were bleached, and bleached hair, I guess we're supposed to have this understanding that if you buy bleached hair, it's probably not going to last as long. I like that understanding. But I can't see myself spending over $500 on something I just know is not going to stand the test of time. That's my big issue. And I was showing you guys this wig when I first bought it. Where are we at? Y'all, I can't even find it. I'm sorry. I don't want to drag you guys around for too long. But yeah, trust me, it was really nice when I first got it. And it's not so nice in this moment. I wore it about 5 times, 5 or 6 times, and I liked it. I didn't love it because y'all know I don't love anything, right? I'm miserable about. I can find fault in all things. The sandwich says, "Hello, Doja Cat." Hey, the sandwich. I'm so sorry. I'm also missing my TikTok audience. My apologies for that as well. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, so this is what it looked like after washing. I will be fair, I just washed it and let it air dry, which is typically what I do. But you can see how much damage. Can you see it? What if I turn this light? Oh, now I'm just yellow. Can't see anything. But look how damaged that is. Like, I wish you guys could get like a real good look at it. Somehow it's so not clear in the light. But trust me, this hair just needs so much TLC. It just needs too much TLC. Very annoying. So I was talking about how miserable I am, right? Yeah, I don't like living in New York. I don't love wearing wigs. Everything pisses me off. I could find fault in everything. But one thing I remember I did when I was 22 years old, right? So this is going back like maybe 75, 80 years. Um, I was a hair club member, like the hair club for men. I don't know if you guys remember that commercial. I'm not just a client. I'm not just the president. I'm a client. Something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, it's a hair replacement place here in the Northeast. I know it still exists, and it existed way back then when I was 22 as well. So I became a hair club member, and at the time it was called Hair Club for Men. So I was pretty ballsy to walk up in there, considering I don't have any balls, right? So I went in there and I went to see if they had anything to offer women, and lo and behold, they did. They said they could get me some. I could be looking fantastic in no time. And now this is a hair replacement center, so I really thought, I don't know what part of me thought that, like, what are they going to transplant the hairs from? I don't know, that one hair in my nostril onto my head. I don't know. Maybe I thought they were going to give me a hair transplant or some sort of thing. I don't know. I was expecting a thing, right? But a thing that was way better than a wig, because I know how to do a wig, right? But you know what they gave me, y'all? They gave me a wig. They just gave me a full lace wig, and they cemented it basically to my head. When I tell you it was cemented, I remember a girl punched me in my face when I was 22 years old. Yeah, that bitch punched me. And anyway, we started, listen, I'm not a violent person. Okay. Don't start with me. We're like rolling around on the floor. This girl is snatching. She is trying to pull every ounce of hair out of my head. I've never, not that I can remember, I don't think I've ever had my hair pulled. I mean, clearly I don't have hair, but I mean, there was a time I lost my hair at 12. I'm sure kids were pulling hair. Anyway, I was fighting this girl when I was like 23 years old, and that girl was trying to yank every strand of hair out of that wig, and not a piece came out. It was truly cemented on. Yeah, and I continued wearing it for a little while too, so it wasn't so bad. So the company was called the Hair Club. Look them up. I don't know if they exist anywhere besides like the New York tri-state area. I'm not real sure, but I imagine they do. Anyway, yeah, they gave me this thing, and it was just a wig, but I liked the service, y'all. It was expensive. It was expensive at that time. At that time, I want to say it was like, it was $1,365. Sienna Malone says light skinned Cynthia Erovo. Okay. You know what? I might live under a rock because I really don't know who that is. I recognize that she's probably a singer. just by the name. I don't know. But yeah, thank you. Because hopefully it was a compliment. Anyway, what was I just saying, y'all? Completely lost my train of thought. Anyhow, so I had been looking all over. I know I could get one from a high-end name brand. That's where we left off, right? I know I can get a good wig from a high-end brand. But honestly, because of what I know about myself and about wigs, I cannot see spending $2,300 on a wig. And that's what they would charge for the kind of hair that I like. Y'all know I like longer hair. But I have been getting into the bobs, which I'm glad. I'm glad I was finally able to get myself into a bob. Because shorter hair definitely lasts longer than long hair, and it is time, right? I need a comb. So I've been wearing this one, and dare I say I love it? I can't say I love it. I can't. I can't fall in love with the wig. I'll go to pick it up again, and it'll be discontinued. These bastards, the wigs annoy the crap out of me, and I'm not because of things like this. This stuff I can fix. It's the damage. It's all of it. The whole thing is just annoying. But anyway, yeah. This, by the way, is a Motown tress wig. Believe it or not. Can y'all believe it? I didn't know that those beauty supply store brand names were any good with human hair. I didn't know that. But apparently, because look at this. To be fair, and not lie, I'm sorry. I did add some hair to this wig. So if you see that it looks a little full, I did have to add that fullness myself. You see, I took some wefts and I sewed them in like that. Yeah, so I had been sold all these lemons, all these bad wigs that kept just looking horrible. So I decided to buy a more expensive one, and the more expensive one is this is where I left off. John Renault. So I bought a human hair wig from John Renault, and I liked it very much. It was beautiful. The hair was gorgeous. The color was a little off. I could have returned it, but I had waited so long for it and I was so excited that I just decided to wear it anyway. But it was dense in areas that it shouldn't have been. Y'all know what I mean by that? When it just looks wiggy because there's too much hair, typically right here in this area, because I think this is where most people have thinner hair naturally, right? So I do have to thin out all the wigs that I have. But that particular wig, it seemed like I couldn't stop. It seemed like I couldn't stop pulling strands from that wig. Every time I looked at it, I just felt like I needed to pull a few more strands from the hairline because it just never looked right to me. And then one day I looked in the mirror, and sure enough, the damn thing was bald, right? Because I made it bald. Like I have what is it called? Trichotillomania. I have trichotillomania for my wigs, right? Like, so that's what happened. I made the whole thing bald. And I did it twice with two high-end wigs, two high-end John Renault wigs. And both of them, by the way, were the Blake wig. Beautiful, beautiful hair. Like when I think about it, I wish I could have just worn it as it was because it was just so beautiful, but it just was so dense, it did not look real. And it doesn't matter how beautiful the wig is. If it makes you look like a hot fool, then you're gonna look like a hot fool while you wear it. You know what I mean? So I'm all for taking a wig and just trying to make it work. And I think that's a problem because sometimes I make that decision when really the decision should have been send that thing back. You know what I'm saying? But oh my God, guys, my lighting is so horrible. I'm sorry. It's just falling apart on me. Okay, is that better? Sorry. Oh, I was gonna try a little something. I wanted to try for like a thicker eyelash, but it's getting late, and really, I just want to go to bed. So I think that's what I'm gonna do next. But for now, I'm gonna finish telling you. So anyhow, I um I ruined those two wigs. So I don't think I want to buy a third one because I have a feeling I'm going to get a third one and ruin that one as well because clearly there's something off about that wig. So just some for context, if you know that wig, then you know it comes in two different variations. You can get the regular or the light. So the regular one is the one that had too much hair in the front. And then the light one, that one didn't have enough hair. It was very sparse, if you ask me. So anyway, I don't want to spend that kind of money on a wig again because I have a feeling I'm not on that wig anyway. I have a feeling I will ruin that wig. So, and then the cheaper ones, they're kind of gambles, right? But I was recommended a Black owned wig stylist. I was very excited because, first of all, this woman, she has a beautiful shop. And it's actually where I grew up, not where I live, but a little ways down. And that area doesn't get a lot of great businesses, but that is a great business. So I really don't want to talk badly about her product, but it's just like all the other ones, y'all. They she sold me a wig that looked pretty at face, and then you take it home and you wear it, and then it starts to reveal itself. And it did. I do have photos. I'm going to show you photos of what it looked like when it was new. That's important. I'll put it on right now just to make a whole fool out of myself because I do realize this wig makes me look like a witch right now. But whatever. I'm going to put it on anyhow. And then I'll show you what it looked like when. So, okay. Do I look like her? I look like her. Okay. I haven't decided yet what I want to do with this wig now that it has revealed itself to me. I'm going to fix it up. I know I don't have to throw it in the trash like some of the others I've had before because I've worn it enough times to know that the part that's damaged, I think, is isolated to the cap. So my guess is that this wig was made in pieces. Well, I think all wigs are made in pieces, but like this part might be damaged, this area here, because it was from a different set of hair. Y'all understand what I'm saying? A different head of hair. Never mind. Stop listening to me. That like, do I know what I'm talking about? Okay, so yeah, I believe that that's where the damage is isolated to. Because if I pull all this up, then you get to see that relaxed, calm, well-behaved hair underneath, right? Wait, gotta keep moving it. Here it is. Yeah, this is much better, much healthier hair in comparison to this. Do you see that? Like it's like too. God, this is. I want to cry. I hate everything. Isn't this how I started the video? I hate everything. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay, so I was watching this documentary of Jane Birkin. You know the actress slash singer who the bag was named after, and I saw her. I like for some reason I could remember. I couldn't place who she was. So looking at her in this video just today on YouTube, you guys should check it out if you could find it. I'm sure there's many documentaries on her, but Anyway, first of all, I didn't know she was so beautiful. And then she was wearing a wig. What? I'm sorry. Her hair. I wear the wig. She doesn't. Her hair was very similar to this. And the first thing I thought was, oh my God, I have her hair. So I was very excited to come try it out. Oh, how it looks like a wig. This is what I mean. Like, I hate wigs. Oh, I wonder if anybody really enjoys. Do you really love your wigs? Or is everybody just as miserable as me? No, they can't be. That can't be it. Is that better? So this is a pretty good wig that I picked up locally. And like I saw this place like 50 times, like 100 times, drive by the place. And I never went inside because I wasn't doing the human hair thing anymore. Once I realized that it's just dark hair that has been bleached and half the time they damage the whole thing. But as I said, I was transitioning out of my high-end synthetics that I used to wear. I used to wear the Zara wig by Jon Renau, which I just put on, by the way. I never stopped wearing it. But I wanted to include some actual human hair into my library of wigs. But I don't want to spend that 1,300 plus that we spend on wigs. I just don't want to spend it. I've received enough trash wigs and then damaged enough good wigs to know that I can't be trusted. And those businesses can't be trusted with blonde wigs, like with human hair. But I wanted to give it another shot because honestly, nothing moves like human hair. So, when the whole synthetic thing ran its course, I decided to start looking for new wigs without spending $1,300. And before you get into it, I know, Love Me Hair sells beautiful blonde wigs and Hair VV and all that. I know. I've received trash wigs from Hair VV. I'm not going to say these things anymore. I'm going to stop talking. But I have received trash blonde wigs from lots of companies. And I'm so scared now. I'm so scared. I'm to the point now where I'm taking old wigs and repiecing them back together. Because I truly thought when I found this woman who sold me this wig in her beautiful store over in, let me not talk too much. In her beautiful store, I thought she was going to be my new wig stylist. But then when I took it and put it in the wash, all I did was wash it and condition it, y'all. I didn't do anything. I didn't even put heat to it. She can't be my stylist. I have to be my own stylist. Hello? I think that is Hebrew that you're writing in. And I'm very sorry, but I don't, or is that Arabic? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Hopefully you're saying nice things. That would make me very pleased. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I thought she was going to be my stylist. But she can't be my stylist. She can't be. Not with wigs that look like that. I've actually never been able to pay someone to do my hair. I've done it, but I'm never pleased because I hate everything. Is that how we started this video? I hate everything. I'm never pleased. I will sit in a salon chair and tell her to tweak this and can you do that? Like, I'm not quiet. I'm not shy. I will say, can we try doing like this? Or, it's a little, don't go so short. I'll do things like that. So I don't get victimized, right? But what was I even saying? Yeah, I'm never happy with the product. Once I found someone and I thought she was, I would have moved her into my house. Let me tell you, just to find somebody who could fix you up the way you want to be fixed up. It's like nothing in the world, right? So I really love this woman, and I would go to her every 2 weeks for some reason. I was getting a new haircut every 2 weeks, which means I was probably buying that many wigs, y'all. I had it bad. I had the wig spending addiction really, really bad. Um, yeah, so she's the only one who's ever been able to truly please me every time she cut my hair, or did anything to my hair for that matter. And then one day I brought my daughter to see her, and she broke my daughter's hair all out. And before you start saying, well, why would you have a wig stylist do your daughter's hair? That woman was a hairstylist. Before she was a wig stylist, she was a hairstylist. So, and she did her hair quite often. But this one time, like I left her at the salon, which I guess it was a terrible thing to do. She wasn't a little baby. She was at the time like 11, and she had seen the lady a bunch of times. But I left just to get some groceries. And when I came back, her hair looked all pretty. It was very nice. But when I went to tie her hair up that night, I was combing through it, and all this hair was just coming right out because she had burnt out the whole center. Oh my God. I was so livid. And the reason why I was mad was because I know it wasn't even her who did it. Because I wasn't there, she let the shampoo girl do it. And the shampoo girl ruined it by talking on the phone the entire time, according to my daughter. But anyway, it was because I had told her, I said, I want you to do it. Like I only want you doing her hair. And as soon as I left, she let the shampoo girl do it. And then, so now I can't ever go to that girl again. But yeah, she used to do my hair real nice. And finally, my daughter's hair grew back. That was such a slow grow. Let me tell you, the regrowth after damaged hair, whoo, terrible. Ask me how I know so much about hair. I don't have a lick of hair on my head, but I know a ton about hair. My mom was a hairstylist for the first. My mom, let me tell you, my mom had a hair salon in our basement and a booming business. Like people used to come from all over. Get this, they would come from all over. She was in Queens, and she had a little space in her basement where she did hair, and people would come from Brooklyn to come get their hair done. Like from all over, and they would bring their friends, and it was like, oh, you have to let her do it. And the thing that she was known to be able to do was restore hair. That was like what everybody knew her to be. Like, even I remember she wasn't the best stylist, but I also remember that if a customer, I call her patience, because the way my mom's hands worked to regrow someone's hair was amazing. It was like, you sit in my mom's chair for 3 months and you will see 25% thicker, more lush hair. That's how good she was, as far as hair care. And then guess what happened? This happened. My hair started to fall out. And y'all, that was pretty much the end of her career. And I remember right before she lost like a ton of her clients, my parents were both looking for a spot nearby to open like a storefront to run the business out of, because they wanted to move it from out of the basement because it was getting so packed. It was getting so packed. Saturdays especially would be just swarming with women, and it would just smell like hair relaxer and hot comb. She really had something nice, and alopecia took it away. So it didn't just take away from the person who has alopecia, but it took away from my mom as well, because back in like the 80s when my hair first fell out. Yeah, I told you guys I'm 150 years old. Don't be acting surprised. So, back then nobody knew what alopecia was. In fact, today, a lot of people don't know what alopecia is. Way more people know about it, probably thanks to a celebrity like Jada Pinkett. Is like, I feel like that's when it started to be talked about, right after that whole Chris Rock, Jada, Will debacle. And everybody started talking about alopecia. Before that, it was just something that the girls talked about. Like, at the salon. That was it, right? Um, but yeah, nobody knew about it, and then they all left. So you want to know something? If I'm really honest, my mother was never the same after that happened, and I was only, I think I was 11 years old when it happened, so I didn't really understand what was happening. Um, but I know there was like a lot of misery around that time, and it was time that my mom and I should have been bonding. And since that was happening, since she was losing her business, like her source of income, the thing that she worked so hard to become, she was going through it. But I didn't know. Like I said, I was 11. I think when you're 11, you're the most selfish person on the planet, right? So I didn't have any idea what was happening there. I just knew I was this bald girl now who had to learn how to like navigate life with a bunch of bald spots in my head because alopecia is so disrespectful. It doesn't even snatch all the hair out. It just snatches it in patches, right? So, yeah, I wasn't considering like what my mom was going through. So we never really had a great relationship. And I think it has a lot to do. I'm sorry, y'all. With that. In fact, I'm certain it has a lot to do with that. So the reason why you guys haven't heard from me in a long time is because I've been sick, y'all. This time of year, I always get sick because I hate everything. Isn't that how I started this? King Ragnar says, hey, King Ragnar, thanks for joining. Who's with me right now? I'd love to hear from you. And TikTok, I'm sorry. I have to look at a different screen altogether to see my TikToks. So I apologize for that. Sally Renee says, hello, people. I'm sorry. I don't know how long ago you sent that, but I hope you're still there. Hello, Sally. Black Queen, I hope you're still there. Hello. Jolly Fonville. Johnny Fonville says, call me crazy. I like it. Thank you, Jolly Fonville. Yeah, that's all I got at TikTok. But I'm sorry, I'm going to try to keep my eye on both places. But yeah, I've been sick. As soon as that clock, sorry, as soon as that clock fell back, I have been like messed up. I got frozen shoulder. And then now I have a cold. There's a cold going around the house. So that's the reason you haven't heard from me. But yeah, yeah, it took that away from us. I feel like the alopecia, in addition to all the other things that the alopecia took from me, you know, I could blame everything under the sun under my alopecia. I do think that it very much interfered with my mom and I's relationship. She didn't just lose her job; she lost her livelihood, y'all. Think about that. Like when I think about it, I'm just like, oh God. I'm glad that I finally came to the understanding because for years I didn't have any clue why things were the way they were. And then one day, like I just like an epiphany, it just came to me like, oh my God. I wasn't the only one who was damaged by this alopecia thing. My mom was too. The family was, I'm sure. Y'all, I'm having so much pain. I had so much plans for us. I was going to show you all these different ways, but I am fading, y'all. It's 8:00 and I'm fading. Okay, so we're going to talk some more. Thank you so much for joining me and being my ear tonight. And hopefully you understand what it's like to hate everything. And maybe you could let me know in the comments if you think that, like, am I a depressive person? I don't think I'm depressive because, like, I like jokes. Is that the same? Like, I tell jokes. Does that mean I'm happy? Ooh, some very, very, very happy people have committed, you know, like, I would never do that. But I'm just saying, King Ragnar says, just want to let you know you're very beautiful. It's okay to be human. Aw, thank you so much, King Ragnar. That's a beautiful thing to say. You must be beautiful too. Oh, yeah, I am fading for real. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you follow. Make sure before you leave that you tap the screen a bunch of times if you're on TikTok. And if you're on YouTube, share. Make sure that you like the live before you leave. Thank you so much. Make sure that you like the